think would be, now back to the primary challenge here in your district, what do you think your biggest difference from Van Vanguard is?
Well, I mean, I think, there's a number of issues, and you've already highlighted some of the issues related to Second Amendment. Really the vision of who I want to be and why I'm running for this seat is that, I am really, my main area of focus and expertise is in tax policy and budget policy, and I've, obviously, I already mentioned my education, and I've had a solid background in the private sector, really understanding how tax policy affects businesses. And I want to be somebody that goes into the Senate and really works to simplify our tax code. I have called for eventually, and it's a long-term goal, but eventually eliminating the income tax in Wisconsin. When I first said that early in the fall, I got a lot of funny looks, but since then Governor Walker's come out and said that, that it's an idea worth looking at. So, I do think that there's political will in the Assembly, certainly, and we need people in the Senate that will work for things like this. I've been very, very impressed with some of the young conservatives in the Assembly that have solid business backgrounds, like Adele Kuyanga, for instance, that have, really come in a short time and made a huge difference as far as tax policy goes. And we don't really have anybody like that in the Senate, and that's who I want to be. So, I am a principled conservative. I'm going to be a reliable conservative voice. Go back to your original question, what are the main differences between me and my opponent? I really, as I looked back at his record, and I don't think Van's a bad guy by any stretch of the imagination. I just think that when we have a solid conservative district like we have, we don't need more moderate Republicans in the Senate. We've got to take the opportunity to make sure that we're electing solid, reliable conservative leaders. And I think on too many issues, including the Second Amendment issues that you've already mentioned, but also on Act 10, on some of the school choice issues that are near and dear to my heart, Van has not proven to be a real conservative leader. He's been too often somebody that eventually comes around, takes the right vote, but after a lot of negotiating, after a lot of arm twisting, and he hasn't been a real leader on these issues. I want to come in and be a real leader.
Yeah, absolutely.